Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Virgo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here we have the Prince of Pentacles, the builder. This is going to be a good week for continuing to build what you've been working on. Show up every day, stay steady. Okay, that persistence and that consistency, that's your superpower right now. Be careful in managing your resources. Okay, be reliable to yourself. You know, like when you tell yourself you're going to do something, you do it and you do it right. You don't cut corners. You don't go home at the end of the day. You go home at the end of the project, you know. So make that commitment to yourself, because that is really going to be setting you up for big progress, big wins, okay? We need to put this card into a little bit of context. We're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread, see what else we have for you this week. There is another prince and this fiery, confident prince. It's really a week for you to continue doing what you're doing, okay? And there again, the devil energy, that motivation. The Nine of Cups, beautiful energy. Three of Pentacles, yeah. The vertical path right here is just saying keep doing what you're doing, keep climbing the mountain because it's working, okay? And we have a Five of Cups. Of course, you have happiness and sadness, right, on either side of you. Some days will be really happy, some days will be really sad. Keep going straight up, okay? We have a Universe card. We have an Emperor. You've got the Seven of Pentacles, sort of a fear of failure right over there, but we've got the Star too. Oh yes, I feel like this is a big confirmation from Spirit, because I kind of feel like some of you maybe have been doubting if the work you're doing, and when I say work, I don't mean just your job or what you're doing for money, okay? It could be that. I mean whatever you're burning calories doing every day, whatever your focus of life is, whatever your great work is, right? It could be a job, it could be at home, at work, at school, it could be creative, it could be artistic, it could be spiritual or religious work, it could be anything, right? Whatever you're doing every day is working. Even though some days it may not feel like it is, some days there may be disappointment, some days there may be jubilation and ecstasy and bliss, you know? But I think that the Star card is here to tell you this is it. Confirmation, it's working, keep doing it. Yeah, let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set this down right over here with Tiny Bob Ross right on top. We're not going to look at that happy little card until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card is, put your prediction in the comments right below the video, okay? Now, as we look around the room, we see 1, 2, 3, 4 majors. We've got fire. We've got water. Don't have any air. We have earth, and even, of course, our world card, universe card is a little bit of earth energy. The air that we do have is this Aquarius air, right, with the Star card, because I feel like that's a confirmation of your destiny. That is a message from Spirit coming in loud and clear that's saying, this is what you're supposed to do, it's working, okay, and you're doing everything the right way. So it's kind of like, don't tinker with anything. There's no swords cards here, because I feel like Spirit's telling you, don't doubt what you're doing, okay? Let's talk about our Prince of Pentacles, the builder. Very consistent effort here. Steady work is going to lead to reliable success. Okay, it's the results that you expect to see, you're going to see them. Discipline, not speed, focusing on quality work, organizing your finances, organizing your schedule, managing your resources, time, effort, energy, money, space. Those are your resources, Virgo. Okay, so organize them and make sure that you understand the comings and goings of those resources. Be patient. Okay. You may find that you may find a helpful person coming into your life this week too. Okay. Kind of feel like there may be somebody that, I don't know if you're working in a partnership or if there's somebody that is kind of come to your assistance when you need it. So just be open to that as well if that happens for you. Okay. Stick with habits that are supporting your long-term goals. That is the thing. Stick with it. Don't give up. Don't quit now. Long-term goals are being created now, moment by moment. Balance your rest, and we see the prince, both of these princes, balance your rest with your consistent effort. So make sure that you take care of yourself as well. Your persistence, like I said, is your superpower right now. Okay, this is a very strong Taurus type of energy. And it really is kind of giving you that confirmation as well. It's saying what you're doing is working. Just don't mess with it. Keep doing it. It's the grind. You got to show up this is somebody that is just has their nose to the grindstone, is showing up every day, doing the best work that they can. Not cutting corners, not trying to rush. Okay, not feeling the anxiety, just showing up and doing it. Not worried about the future, just worried about right now. And next we have the Prince of Wands, motivation and passion. I think getting this confirmation from Spirit is going to renew your passion for this work. Okay, it's going to give you a little boost of morale, a little boost of energy, and sort of re-energize us for whatever this is. Okay, there's a return of energy and confidence. Make sure that you're not being too impatient. Okay, fast isn't the best. Now, between these two cards, you want to go as fast as humanly possible, while maintaining the high standard of quality. Okay, that's the mix of these two cards, is as fast as we can while maintaining the standard of quality that we've set for ourselves in whatever it is that you're doing. Okay, we kind of have an abundance of earth energies here, so I feel like maybe there is something that's more about fitness, finances, or stuff around the house, that sort of thing. Maybe money. Maybe projects, stuff involving physical reality. Okay, so don't be impatient. Make sure that your logic, make sure your very practical energy is guiding your excitement. Okay, so it's these two cards are awesome together, right? Fire and earth, that spiritual electrical circuit of creation. I feel like you're sort of inspiring other people too, through your determination, through your energy, and through your persistence. I feel like you are persevering right now, okay? But also be careful that you don't overpromise yourself, right? This week, make sure that you bite off just as much as you can chew. You finish what you start, you finish it with quality, and you finish it on time or early with a high level of quality still, okay? Your bold action, and right now this sort of surge, this resurgence, I feel like you're getting re-motivated, re-energized for your work. So I feel like there is some really wonderful confirmation happening for you this week, not just in the reading with the star card, but something actually concrete happening that's going to give you that that boost of energy, that surge of motivation and enthusiasm, okay, for the work that you're doing. Now, the Devil card down here beneath the surface, this feels like the engine of the car, and it feels like this is your driving force. So this is, you're creating something, okay, that you are you're trying to change something. You're trying to make the world, and we have the world here, right? You're trying to make the world or the universe different than it was before you arrived here in this reality. You know, you're trying to leave your dent on the universe. Shout out to Chris Reck and Minnow Pond. You're trying to leave your mark. This is a generative, creative drive. And this is saying that, you know, we want to leave the world a better place than we found it. Okay? And so this is that kind of motivation. And this is you persevering, climbing the mountains. Sometimes it may feel like a lonely process. Okay, sometimes it may feel as if you have to be the serious one. Like you have to be the practical one that considers things and sort of makes the rules, makes the decisions, and enforces the rules. And maybe sometimes it seems like you've got to kind of be the like the logical, practical, serious leader, boss type of energy, rather than just being one of them that gets to have fun, you know, without the responsibilities. I feel like a lot of it's on your shoulders in some way. Okay. Try to bring a little bit of humor into your life this week if you can, okay? Avoid any kind of arguments that just kind of feed into any negativity. Make an effort to connect with people when you can, okay? Pay attention to any kind of worries or habits even that might be holding you back right now, okay? Say no to any temptations that might be wasting your time. Yeah, because you're trying to stay laser focused. It's like you got to keep the blinders on, you know? Don't let fear come into this, especially that fear of failure. Don't let your emotions get the best of you. Learn to laugh at your mistakes. We're getting, you know, if we have a 5 of Cups here. 5 of Cups isn't a bad card. It's basically saying that you understand how to let negative emotions sort of roll off your back. And you even know how to take positive emotions and not let yourself get too, carried away by the positive emotions either. You're trying to stay on track. Remember, the goat is just trying to climb the mountain, trying to get to the top of it. And so I think you're understanding how to manage your emotions. Don't let yourself get tempted into anything that's going to slow you down or waste your time, especially tempted into the thoughts of like, well, maybe this isn't working. You know, don't get tempted into any kind of negative internal dialogue or any kind of critical or negative self-talk. Okay? Be kind to yourself, you know, while you are making things happen in the physical world. Okay? And I think most of all, the Devil card is telling us to understand what is motivating us. What is it? How are we using? To me, this is kind of like, remember in Back to the Future where they had Mr. Fusion, where Doc Brown showed up at Marty's house with the new improved DeLorean with that little canister on the back where you could put garbage in it and it would turn into fuel, right? That's kind of what, because, you know, the goats eat anything, right? So this is the goat that can eat anything and feel nourished. You can eat a 9 of Cups and, of course, feel motivated. You can eat sadness and disappointment and be motivated. It's sort of a sublimating card, right? You're able to take positive emotions, negative emotions, take anything that happens in the world and use it as fuel for the fire. So it really is like that Mr. Fusion in the movie, and it's the goat that can eat anything. You know, the cartoons, you see the goats eating the tin cans and stuff, right? And so the thing about the goat, though, is that it's not going to eat anything that it can't actually digest. Goats are very smart. So you see a goat eating a tin can, it knows what it's doing, right? And that's kind of your vibe right now. Not that you're a goat, but that you're nourishing yourself on anything that you can. You're staying motivated. You're looking for any sign in the world that's going to let you feel a little surge of power to keep going another day. And that's the vibe. You got to eat the tin can sometimes, Virgo, you know? And I think it really is making a difference for you. I think it's allowing you to realize your dreams and to manifest whatever your goals are. Now let's talk about this really wonderful 9 of Cups that we have here. Because this is super, super abundance. Okay, this is abundance on the physical, financial, mental, emotional, and spiritual creative planes. This is happiness, the pursuit of happiness, the bliss, and the following of bliss. Okay, I think you're getting some good news. I think this week is going to see that confirmation from Spirit. It's going to be good news. Your emotional wishes are coming true. Enjoy it, right? Express gratitude, because that's going to help make everything multiply. I feel like you are someone who is thankful for all the little things, you know? It's like the goat is saying, thank you, universe, for this tin can that I get to eat, right? Don't actually eat a tin can. I'm sure that would hurt your mouth pretty bad, okay? Don't do it. But this is that gratitude. This is that kind of gratitude, that I'm thankful for the big things, the little things. I'm thankful for the challenges. I'm thankful for all of it. We can't be selectively grateful, you know? We got to be anything we get. I get bit by a mosquito. I'm thankful for that mosquito, even as I shoo it away from biting me. We got bad mosquitoes out here still, even though it's just fall now. It's getting cold. The mosquitoes are still around. It's difficult to be thankful for the mosquitoes, you know. This is also sharing your joy. Okay, I think good things are happening for you, and it's important that you use joy and happiness and bliss to multiply, not only multiply the joy and the happiness, but to continue to motivate yourself. Sometimes you get a win. It feels good. You celebrate it. You find someone to celebrate it with. Get over here. And it makes you want to go and kick some butt again tomorrow, Virgo, you know? So be very generous with your energy as well. Be kind to everybody that you can be. The goat has a tendency to be alone, remember. Sometimes the goat prefers just being the lone mountain goat. You have to make sure that you consider the people that you're with too. And that you share your life with people. Okay, make connections wherever you can. Yeah, but don't show off either. We don't need to be the showboat. Yeah. I feel that you are you're trying to maintain a peacefulness in your life. Yeah. And, well, it could be that we're seeing a little bit of the hermit energy implied in some of these cards. That there's a little bit of kind of just appreciating our solo path and doing things our way and just staying focused on the goal and showing up every day, but also make sure that you don't isolate yourself, okay? I feel like your creativity is really surging here. I feel like this good news is really giving you a lot of motivation, a lot of momentum, okay? Make sure you take some time to slow down and smile, okay, this week. Because I feel like, and probably toward the beginning of the week, something really, really good is showing up for you. It's going to be a very strong confirmation, okay? And you got to pay attention to that. Now, it may have something to do with this Three of Pentacles. This is the card called work. This is hard work that is paying off, yeah. So this may be that, you're seeing really like some result for some work that you've done, some kind of recognition or praise is coming in, some kind of a payment. Maybe sometimes this is like the first dollar that you make at the restaurant, and then you like put it up, you frame it, put it on the wall, as kind of a confirmation that like, okay, this is actually now a business and not a hobby, I was, as I set up the LLC, we're now an LLC here at Dove and Serpent Tarot, yeah. And I was talking to the accountant person, and they were telling me that the IRS, I guess, will consider everything a business. If you say it's a business, it's a business. But if it doesn't make money in a few years, the IRS might come back and say, it's not a business, it's a hobby. And then everything changes, right? And so it kind of, to me, this is that confirmation where we're saying, okay, we've been doing something. Now we're actually getting that confirmation that, okay, there's something here. Like, this is real, and not that the earning of money makes something real. That's not what I'm saying. But that there is that confirmation that's coming in. For some of you, yeah, it's going to be, you're starting to get paid for what you're doing. And that's going to be a really strong motivator to keep doing it, right? And a really strong confirmation that you're doing something right. Okay? And I remember when I started doing tarot readings on YouTube 3.5 years ago now, I wasn't making any money, you know. It took a while for money to actually start coming in. And then once it did, it says, oh, wow, maybe we're onto something here. Maybe this is something that resonates with other people. Maybe this is, and the positive feedback, okay? And the people that reach out and say, hey, what you're doing really made a difference in my life. Those kinds of confirmations come in because of the work that you're doing. Okay, so it doesn't just have to be money. It can be the really positive feedback. Somebody writes you a letter, sends you an email, says, hey, that thing you did, that thing you wrote, or your art, or the work that you did, or it really helped me, and I really appreciate it. It could just be gratitude that's coming in to you, and that's going to be very motivating for you. Okay. It could be some kind of a project or a skill that's starting to show results. I think there's a good opportunity for teamwork this week as well. Another card that's saying don't rush anything. You have to focus on the craftsmanship. Be very patient with yourself. If you're doing something worth doing, it's worth doing it right. Okay, so we're not rushing. I think you're getting some sort of recognition. Okay, could be that somebody approaches you and wants to commission some kind of an art piece or a project, or saying, hey, can you build me a barn too? Like, we saw what you did in your yard, and can I pay you money and you do that for me? And you're maybe thinking, whoa, I never thought of this like that, you know? But that's kind of what I feel as far as the part of that confirmation with this card. Stay focused on what you're doing and continue to do quality work. For some of you, this is going to be like a new job or a new side hustle or a new way to make money. Could be something that you've just been doing as a hobby. Some random person comes along and wants to pay you to do it. And that changes the game, right? So, you know, I think that this might be that kind of a new form of work for some of you. But your discipline and your care, that's really what's going to make the progress happen. Okay. Now we got to talk about the Five of Cups too, because I feel like there's going to be emotional ups and downs. Okay. As we go through life, there will always be ups and downs and twists and turns. The Five of Cups are the ups and downs, and well, sometimes the Five or the Seven of Pentacles are the twists and turns on that road we're on, right? So this might be a little bit of sadness or disappointment that might surface. Let it pass. If it does, just let it pass. Use it as motivation. Focus on what's still there. If something is lost, don't worry about it. Okay, allow yourself to feel your feelings, but don't fully identify with those feelings. You can identify the feeling, this is sadness, this is disappointment, but don't identify with it by saying, now I am sad, I am overtaken by this wave of sadness. It's a wave, it's going to go right back out to sea again. Okay? This card may be saying that for some of you, someone's going to come and apologize to you for a past disappointment or a past heartbreak or something, some way that they may have wronged you. They may be coming in with an apology here, and that's going to offer you some closure and allow you to put this behind you. For some of you, if you feel like crying this week, just give it a good cry. Okay? That's going to allow you to heal. That's going to motivate you. That's going to keep you strong. This is one of those weeks where it's just like there's going to be a lot of progress. There's going to be probably a lot of exhaustion. Okay? And it may be that sometimes we just feel like crying, that there's nothing actually wrong, but it's just like feeling a little bit overwhelmed with everything. Maybe these are even tears of joy in some way, okay? But definitely don't isolate yourself. I kind of feel I'm a little bit worried about the isolation for you right now because of because all these cards. And because of the Five of Cups, the Devil, the Emperor, and the Universe card kind of tell me that maybe there's a tendency to isolate a little bit. I feel like the real confirmation from Spirit is coming in and giving you a reason to be happy, and make sure that you take that happiness and you share it with somebody. You break your isolation and you take a moment to just feel good about stuff, okay? Don't isolate, okay? Healing for you is going to really accelerate when you soothe your nervous system and you gently move forward. So be kind to yourself. Self-care, take a bubble bath, have a burrito and a bowl of ice cream. Okay, have a good cry. Pick a day where you can sleep in, or just be lazy and lay in bed and watch TV, or watch your favorite YouTube tarot reader on YouTube. Okay, soothe your nervous system. Give it time, because you've been really on the grind here by the looks of it. Yeah. Be honest about your feelings too. If something has been bothering you, don't bottle it up. Let those emotions flow. I think it's gonna make for a really productive week. Yeah. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. They don't cost anything. And leave a comment. Let me know how this is resonating with you. Let me know which one of these cards so far is really speaking to you. Okay. One thing I want to do before we get started on the path of the serpent is one of our animal spirit cards, or spirit animal cards. And here we have the badger spirit. Oh, I love that cute badger. It says, be fearless and bold. Okay, fearless and bold. And that's kind of where we were with our princes, right? Because we're getting over the kind of fear, or just the sort of overwhelm energy, or the fear of failure, or just the way that we are dealing with the ups and downs and twists and turns of life. Be fearless and be bold. Yeah, I love that. So, the universe card. For a lot of you, this is a long effort. It may have been delayed several times, is now bringing its reward. This is sometimes a card that's saying, there's no end in sight. That I've been traveling through the universe for eons, and I don't feel like I'm any closer to my goal. Light years of we measure distances in terms of how fast light moves. I mean, that's how big this thing is. That really gives you a sense of the scale and the time frame, right? It takes, we think of 1 light year. That's nothing. It's just one, right? 1 light year, nothing. That's a whole year. If you're traveling at the speed of light, it would still take you a whole year to get there. Just think about that. That's a big distance. That's a huge distance, right? Just 1 light year is a huge distance. And so I feel kind of like in your life, we've been waiting on the reward. We've been waiting for something to kind of wrap up, finish. We've been waiting for the destination to show up in our vision, over the horizon, yeah. Kind of the time horizon, I guess. And I think now it's showing up. I think there's been a delay. It's maybe felt like it's been taking forever. But I think you're going to be celebrating how far you've actually come. There's a completion here that feels really, really good. I think it's a good time to tie up a lot of loose ends before rushing ahead in whatever's coming next. Seems like by the end of the year, your timeline's going to look a lot different. Okay. A new chapter is going to begin for you as you arrive at this finish line. Okay. Now, this is a finish line that you have to define, though, too, because this is open-ended. This is an infinite universe. There are no boundaries and no borders here. Okay. And so I feel like in some ways, this card is showing that whatever's been kind of blocking or preventing some of your progress, those blockages are being cleared out of the way. I feel like Spirit is giving you a confirmation that's really going to open up the door and give you permission, basically just kind of going like this and saying the whole thing's yours. Wherever you're free to go. So I feel like a lot of doors are being unlocked for you. Yeah. There may be some travel for some of you. There is a lot of recognition coming for the work that you're doing. It's a good time to share what you've created, share your work with others, reach out and make connections where you can. Okay. But I feel like there really is an achievement on the horizon for you. You've got to keep going. You've got to keep doing what you've been doing. Don't stray, don't slow down, don't speed up, don't tinker with anything. Stay consistent and persistent. and you're going to get to that goal. You're going to get to that milestone. I feel like it's a really big accomplishment. And then you get to sort of determine what your timeline is going to look like next. Okay. We have the Emperor too. You're taking charge of your time. You're feeling like you are in control now of when things get done, how they get done, and what we're going to do next. Okay. So take charge of your time as a resource. Take charge of your responsibilities. Stay focused. And this is kind of what I was feeling with like some of that isolation, where it just feels like you have to take things very seriously. You're making plans, you're sort of setting the rules, you're setting the hours, and you're keeping yourself disciplined. And it may feel a little bit stressful, you know, because it can be isolating. And it can be this idea of, you know, we're taking things a little bit too seriously. And so I feel like there's a need of laughter and a little bit of fun, a little bit of connection. Okay. If anything's been messy in your life or like unorganized, now's a good time to sort of fix it, straighten it up. You're setting boundaries in your life. Set boundaries with other people, sure, but put some limits on yourself. Set some boundaries for you. With boundaries kind of like, after 10 p.m., I'm going to stop working. So between 10 and 6, I'm going to actually do something for me and rest and eat and all the sleep and take the bubble bath. So set some boundaries, like, no email after 5 o'clock or no work talk at the dinner table, things like that. Just so that you can make sure you have time for connections, okay? And then setting boundaries with other people too, setting office hours, not answering your work phone after, 5 o'clock, those types of things. You don't have to be on call, available all day, every day. Maybe only for emergencies or not at all between 5 and 5 or something, yeah. So setting those limits and those boundaries are going to be very good for you in life, especially right now, especially as we are getting to a really big achievement, sort of culmination finish line, and we want to be able to enjoy it when we get there. I think people are looking to you for advice and leadership, yeah, and so it kind of feels like you're the one that has to be on the ball all the time. You're the one that has to really be taking things seriously and making decisions, and you need to schedule in some time to relax, okay? I feel like you're the steady one. You're the serious one. You're the one that's got their stuff together, yeah. And I think that all of your structure and all of your self-control is being rewarded. And that, I think, is the blessing. That is the confirmation that I'm getting from Spirit, is that all of this is worth it. All of this is paying off for you. It is going to be a blessing. But of course we see let's do something. We see the Seven of Pentacles as our fear, worry, and concern. And of course that's a card of failure, right? Let's do a manifestation oracle card really quick, just for the heck of it. We have divine protection. Your angels and spirit guides are on call to assist you always. The universe has your back. This is the universe card, and this is that hope, that faith, hope, and trust, and that inspiration. Right? So I feel like there is this big confirmation that Spirit's saying, don't worry. Everything you're doing is going to pay off. It's going to be beautiful. Just keep doing it. The universe really does have your back. Seven of Pentacles. These are the delays that we were talking about. These are also some of the doubts where you might be trying to climb this mountain and thinking, gosh, I don't know if it's going to work out. It's something maybe testing your patience. Yeah. This is resistance. Sometimes resistance means you're close. Keep moving, okay? Keep going. Keep a steady pace. Don't give up. Even if it's felt as if the progress was slow, it's still progress. It still counts, okay? I think that there's a need to reconnect with that motivation. What is it that you're trying to do? What is the purpose behind all of this? That devil energy. What is fueling your goat? Why does the goat want to climb the mountain? What is it that you're hoping to create in the world? What is it that you're trying to generate? What's the difference that you're trying to make? Reconnect with that as a way of, kind of bringing yourself back into alignment. Avoid negative self-talk. Stay with your consistent effort. Doesn't matter what you're doing. Again, this doesn't have to be a business or anything. It might be, okay? Stay consistent even when the results seem small. Okay, you're building endurance. You're proving your endurance. And I think that this is really going to, some of that blockage energy that I was talking about, where the universe here is saying all the blockages are, like all the roads that have been closed are now, everything's open and you can travel freely. Okay, this might be financial blockages, physical blockages, mental blockages. It could be blockages that are outside of your control, other people, things are delays, things you're waiting for, road closures, flight delays, things like this. You can't do anything about it. Just keep doing what you're doing. Stay persistent, and these obstacles will crumble and fall away from you, and you'll have clear passage forward. Okay? Now, the Star card. Faith, hope, trust in your destiny. Feeling a sense of renewal, that sense of purpose. Feeling inspired once again on your path. That's what the confirmation from Spirit is doing for you, okay? And so I would be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for signs, symbols, and synchronicities, but also just be aware of the little wins, even if they're, the small progress that you're making, the little wins and the big ones that are showing up in your life right now to remind you that what you're doing is worthwhile, and that you are making progress, and that big things are assembling for you. Hope and inspiration return after stress, okay? You need to rest, you need to drink water, you need to be very honest with yourself about how you're feeling, okay? So that you can heal and you can recharge. Share something with someone around you, okay? I think your wish is beginning to come true, and you're going to get that confirmation. This might be a spirit guide nudge. Okay? Ask the question, listen, and then act on the gentle push that you're getting. Okay? You got to listen to your spirit guide. You might be calling upon your spirit guides now to give you that sign. And they will. And then you've got to listen, see it, recognize it, and then you got to keep going. Okay, spend some time outdoors. Stargaze for sure. Okay, continue to dream the big dream. Keep the faith. Progress is real, even if it's slow. That star that's way out there, that has been light years away potentially. Okay, it's this kind of your long-term goals. I think it's a lot closer than you think. Okay, so you're staying inspired, you're continuing to dream the big dream, and continuing to push forward toward that dream. I think this week, light is replacing worry. You're getting the confirmation that what you're doing is the right thing, and that your achievement is right around the corner, Virgo. Let's look at our mystery card. I want it to be the sun, because if the star is very, very far away, the sun is very, very close. Yeah. So I'm kind of hoping for the sun card. It may be some good pentacles energy, right? And I want like a 6, 9, or a 10 of pentacles. If you have a prediction, put it down below. Well, it's not the sun, but it's the moon. So it's still kind of cool that we get the moon, right? Because this is like I can't see the future. And this is some of that worry. This is some of that darkness. Remember, light is going to replace worry. This is worry because I can't see the future. So I feel like the confirmation that's coming in is trying to clear up any of your doubt, any of your fear, any of your confusion. Light is going to replace the darkness. The sun is just about to rise here. I know it. I can feel it. Some of your feelings may be a little bit confused. You might be having kind of a love-hate relationship with something. Your dreams are going to be part of that confirmation. Pay attention to your dreams. Okay? And if you are feeling kind of fearful of something, that's kind of the signal. Fear is a signal, right? Thank the fear and then choose the courageous path, right? When you're scared, that's the best time to be brave. Yeah. So I tell my daughter all the time. She's very brave. Avoid any kind of gossip. Avoid any kind of fictional accounts of things. Seek facts, you know. You're going to get concrete facts, concrete confirmations that you're doing the right thing and that the sun is just about to rise, which to me means you're just about at the goal that you've been building toward. Okay. Be gentle with yourself. Allow any moods that you feel, allow them to pass. Take a break from noise, screens, things like that. Schedule some time for you to just kind of turn it off. Set your office hours, set limits for yourself. Say, okay, I'm only going to doom scroll for an hour today instead of 2 hours. Or set a time. Say, okay, at 6 o'clock at night, I'm turning everything off, except for, maybe your favorite YouTube tarot readers. But those kind of boundaries anyway, right? I feel like you're on the threshold of something absolutely confirming, life-changing. You got to pay attention, okay? I feel like this is it, yeah. And now we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, we're going to do an I Ching hexagram. We're going to do some oracle cards. We'll clarify love and money. We'll do the yes/no coin. There is a link in the corner, and there's a link down below. New readings for Virgo Mondays and Thursdays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.